Too many self-employed people that I'm speaking to are overcomplicating their business growth. They're not looking at the destination and reverse engineering from where they are to get to where they want to be. So in this episode, I'm going to take you through some simple steps. You're going to need a pen, you're going to need paper, you're going to need to write down and work out for yourself where you are versus where you want to be, because simple scales. So in the first conversation that I will have with somebody who wants to work with me as their coach, as their mentor, has a strategy call, wanting to develop a bigger business, I'll always start with, where are you now and where do you want to be? If you want to grow your business, then you need to come back to the reason why you first started your business. And it's not to make more money, to live a better life, to get away from having the boss that you once had. Why you started your business is the foundation of every decision that you make from this point onwards. If you're constantly focusing on the outcome of what you do today, then you're never going to be motivated and inspired by what you're doing today. Now, if I go back to when I started my journey in 2006, I didn't have a why. I wanted to get more money was all it was. But as I've gone on a business journey up until 2015 and ended up building an almost 7-figure business that I absolutely hated, it became more about what I was doing day to day and why I was doing it rather than just the monetary goals, because I've spoken to so many entrepreneurs and business owners who have achieved financial success but don't feel anything emotionally. I am a lifestyle entrepreneur. What I mean by a lifestyle entrepreneur is it's not always about turnover. Yes, it's important because it has an impact on the profit that I want my business to achieve. But what I start with is, what is the lifestyle that I want to live? And if I was given a choice of lifestyle or money, I would always choose the lifestyle option. How can I do more things that I want to do with those that I want to do it with? How can I create more time in order to be able to do those things? How can I have more holidays? Now, yes, you can argue there is a monetary goal at the end of that, but I'm not somebody that wants to build a unicorn business to 10, 15, 20 million pounds if it has no benefit to my lifestyle other than increasing my bank balance. So if you want to live your dream lifestyle, then this is going to help you to simplify your business and make scaling much easier. This has come off the back of a conversation that I had with one of my clients that I've worked with for the last 3 years. She felt internally a challenge because other people in my coaching groups were much further ahead. But then she remembered that she had 11 weeks holiday in 2023. And that's because we put into play one simple strategy in order to be able to scale. Howdy team, thank you very much indeed. And I hope you are enjoying this episode. Please go over to my Instagram. There is a link in the show notes for you and in the description, where you can go straight through and see behind the scenes, real live footage of a day in the life of Gary Das. You'll see me, you'll see my team, you'll see things that we are doing consistently to generate leads, increase sales, and maximize profit. And we show you how you can earn more, work less, to live a lifestyle you love. So head over to Instagram now, and I'll see you there in the comments, in the DMs, or in the stories. So here's where you're going to need your pad and pen, because we're going to take you through a process that I do with most of my clients when we're first starting out, because everything for me in terms of the lifestyle that you want at the end begins with your why behind your business and the leads that you need to generate. So to make this really simple, what was your turnover for 2022 or in the last 12 months? If you take that turnover and you divide it by the number of sales that you made. Now, if you're a mortgage or financial services professional listening to this and you've sold mortgages and insurance, take whatever your core product is, the one that you sell the most of, and just divide it by that. Keep things simple. So if your turnover was £500,000 last year and you did 250 sales, sign-ups, applications, whatever you call it, that is going to give you an average deal of £2,000. Now, with that £2,000, we can start to achieve the lifestyle that you want. The next thing we need to look at is your 250 sales that you did. How many conversations did you have to have in order to be able to generate those 250 sales? Now, if you're at a 25% conversion, then that means you've done 1,000 phone conversations, or your team has done 1,000 phone conversations over the course of the last 12 months. That gives you your conversion rate. And it's really important to know the number of calls that you're making. The number of calls that you're doing each week dictate the number of applications and sales that you're making based on the average sale value gives you your business turnover. Now we have a basic structure that you can use in order to be able to predict your business growth for the future in the next 12 months. The next important step is to know exactly what income you want. Now, we've got to take into account that you might become a higher rate taxpayer. For some of you, that's something you might not want to do. You know, if you are a two-person business, husband and wife, for example, you could have £100,000 a year without going into the higher rate tax bracket. Please consult your accountant before you make any decisions financially, because that's not the premise of this video. Let's assume that the income that you want out of your business is £100,000 for you personally. Whether that's with you and your partner, significant other, that's up to you. £100,000 is where we're starting. What you then need to do, you're obviously going to pay personal tax off of that, and you're going to have corporation tax on top of that to pay. Now, how you choose to divide up the £100,000, whether that's part salary, part dividends, that's entirely up to you. This is a basic principle and a basic structure. If you want 100 grand out of your business, what are your expenses going to need to be? Your advertising, your team, your office, your telephones, your postage, all of those expenses that you would see as administrative expenses in your profit and loss, in your zero account, in your QuickBooks. Because once you know your profit, which is basically your income, you can then say what your expenses are going to be, which then gives you the opportunity to dictate what you need your turnover to be. So going back to our original facts and figures of having a £500,000 a year business right now and doing 250 deals at a value of £2,000, you know, looking at a 25% conversion, meaning we've done 1,000 phone calls this year. In order to achieve our £100,000 a year business, if we know that we need to be doing £750,000 in turnover, you can now start to play with the maths. To live the dream lifestyle that you want, to become a lifestyle entrepreneur, to take home your £100,000 a year. Let's assume that you need to take your turnover from £500,000 to £750,000. Now, in order to do that, we know the basic maths. We know that our average deal is £2,000. So 750,000 divided by 2,000 is going to be 375 deals throughout the course of the year. We also know that our conversion rate is 25% from telephone call to application, sale, and sign up. So therefore, that means that we're going to need 1,500 phone conversations in the next 12 months in order to achieve that turnover, which if we divide 1,500 by total of 48 weeks, if my math serves me correctly, that means that you need to be doing 31 phone conversations every single week in order to be able to achieve a business of 750,000. So let's finish this off. To live your dream life, to become a lifestyle entrepreneur, to earn £100,000 a year in your business, we now have some maths. We know that your business currently is doing £500,000 a year. It is an average deal of £2,000. You're hitting 250 sales applications, sign-ups every single year, which means at a 25% conversion that you are currently averaging 20 phone conversations, first conversations, every single week. Now, to get to your £100,000 personal income, we've got to increase your turnover from £500,000 to 750,000. And we know that we need to take those first conversations from 20 per week to 31 calls per week. So my question for you with simple scales is, how do you get another 11 phone calls every single week? And that is the exact start that I have with every single person that I begin to work with, who joins my programs, who looks at my coachings. We start with the end in mind. Where do you need your business to be? If we can do it in 3 months, amazing. If we do it in 3 years, equally amazing. The fact of the matter is the destination and the goal does not change. We might hit traffic. We might have an industry problem. We might have an economic downturn. We might have a property crash. All of that is just traffic that we're hitting on the route to the destination that should not change. So the final thought, increasing and getting another 11 phone conversations into your diary each and every single week, into your team's diary every single week. You now hopefully know where you are versus where you want to be. You know now how many conversations you need to be having weekly in order to be able to hit the income and the lifestyle goal that you want to have. The question is, what are you going to do in order to be able to generate those leads? So this is where most business owners go wrong. No doubt you've got a sales process. When someone has that first conversation and goes right the way through to completion with your business, that's probably where, yes, you could make improvements. Yes, you could put some tech and some systems in place, all stuff that I've educated you on and talked to you about before in previous shows and episodes. But what you're missing is the lead generation process. How can you predictably and scalably get someone who doesn't know you yet, who isn't necessarily aware of you, you haven't gained their attention, and turn that into a phone call? How can you move them from not knowing who you are into having a conversation and wanting to buy your product and service? There's multiple different ways. You can utilize podcasts, YouTube channels, ebooks, landing pages, email sequences, Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads. There's thousands of ways you can do it. You can ask for more referrals. You can go out and do more networking. But the fact of the matter is, if you aren't focusing on the most important parts of your business, which is how do you acquire more leads at the best possible cost, at the highest conversion rate to give you the lifestyle that you want, then you're going to constantly be stressed. You're going to be frustrated. And I guarantee you, having worked with so many advisors, self-employed business owners, even got my own mentors and coaches, the big thing that they're focusing on that makes them different is getting new people into their business. You can leverage out sales, you can leverage out admin, you can leverage out the finances, but the lifestyle that you want comes back to the leads that you need to generate. So I hope this educational video, this quote unquote coaching session, has given you something to think about. I would love to know where your business currently is versus where you want to be. Please make sure that you like this video and subscribe to the channel, and go right now and leave me a comment below with how many leads you need to be generating on a weekly basis. How many phone calls do you need in your business right now to achieve your dream lifestyle? Thank you very much indeed for tuning in to this week's episode. Make sure you go back and check out all the other lead generation videos, how you can attract your ideal client and increase your sales. Thanks very much. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.